What's up, basketball fans? Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports, where we've got all the latest news and rumors going around the NBA. I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther, breaking it all down for you here on today's show. We're going to start off with some rumors surrounding the Boston Celtics and the Portland Trail Blazers, namely CJ McCollum. Yes, that second piece of the Damian Lillard-CJ McCollum backcourt could be on the move this offseason. Now, there haven't been exact rumors that the Blazers are truly looking to trade him, but Channing Frye, who now has his own podcast and is plugged into the NBA, has said, look, if they're looking to shop CJ McCollum, they need to ask for a guy like Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart in a return for CJ. Now, McCollum, we know, is one of the best scorers in the mid-range. He's a very crafty finisher, but he's not a good defender. He's definitely an undersized two-guard, but he's still worth a lot. Now, is he worth Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart? We'll talk about that here in a minute, but here's what Channing Frye had to say on NBC Sports. He says, if you want CJ McCollum and somebody, you'd have to give me Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. That's what I see CJ's value as. Frye reiterated that for the Blazers to trade McCollum, it couldn't just be for Celtics wing Marcus Smart. Frye threw in Smart and Gordon Hayward as another potential trade pair. Now, either way, whether it's Marcus Smart and Gordon Hayward or Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, I think it's too much, but let's talk about his first trade proposal of Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart to the Blazers for C.J. McCollum. Now, you can see the question on screen. You let me know who says no, the Boston Celtics or the Portland Trail Blazers, and you can bet your bottom dollar I will be putting my B for the Boston Celtics because, guys, Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart are, I think, the heart and soul of this Boston team. Yeah, Jason Tatum's your best player, but you look at Marcus Smart off the bench, he has been really one of the longest tenured Celtics on the team. Everybody loves him. He's probably the second or third best defensive guard in the NBA. Plus, he scores the ball very efficiently when he's asked to. And then you look at Jaylen Brown. He's up to 20 points per game, 6 rebounds, finally proving why he was picked so high when he was drafted and shooting 38% from three. Not only are you trading two guys that together average 32 points per game, you're also trading your two best wing defenders for a guy that plays zero defense in CJ McCollum. Now, offensively, CJ gets it done. You'd be adding a guy that immediately averages 22 points per game. He's a good rebounder for his size at 4 per game. He creates well for others at 4 assists. Efficient shooter, especially around the mid-range at 45%. So let's just play the hypothetical game and pretend the Celtics actually did make this trade that Channing Frye has suggested. Well, this is why I don't think it's going to happen. You have Kemba, CJ. You got to bring back Gordon Hayward at this point to start at the 3. Jason Tatum's kind of your small ball 4 with Daniel Tice in the middle. The reason I say heck no to this trade is not just because you're giving up two guys in Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart that I really love, but also the defensive backcourt of Kemba Walker and CJ McCollum would be a nightmare for the Celtics. Teams would drop 55-plus points per game in the first quarter alone on those two guys. So I say hell no, Channing Frye, but thanks for trying. Come again, try again later. Now, if you're a Celtics fan, you haven't subscribed to our Celtics channel yet where you're getting all this exclusive news and rumors, you're going to want to make sure you do that. chatsports.com/CelticsTV. We've got you covered all offseason long. And then when we get back to basketball, we'll have you covered during the regular season as well. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. Appreciate all you Celtic fans that have subscribed already. If you haven't, scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button. Let's talk about some NBA draft rumors, talking about the potential number one overall pick in James Wiseman. According to Bleacher Report, the Timberwolves are now showing interest in Wiseman at number 1. What? I don't understand that one. It's hashtag smokescreen season for the NBA draft. Now, the Charlotte Hornets do have legitimate interest in James Wiseman. They would like to trade up from number 3 to get up there and take him. But they got to hurdle the Warriors at 2, who will probably take Wiseman if he falls past the Timberwolves. But now Minnesota's like, we might take him at 1, so you guys better trade up to get him. That's really what the play is here. They're really it's just a smoke screen, guys. It's not really going to be anything that comes to fruition, I can't imagine. Now, Wiseman put up incredible numbers in his 3 games at Memphis against non-competition, basically. But it's at least interesting to show you the stats. 20 points, 11 boards, 3 blocks, and efficient around the rim. So let's pretend the Timberwolves are serious and they'd actually take him number 1 overall. well, then you got to start him. You can't bring him off the bench. He's not going to back up anybody. So I think you move Karl-Anthony Towns to the 4. You put Wiseman at the 5. Okogie's your starting forward as one of the best defenders on the team, if not the best defender. You got to keep rolling with Jarrett Culver at the 2. And now D'Angelo Russell's your point guard. This isn't going to get it done. 2 7-footers in today's NBA just doesn't really work, even if one of them is an elite shooter in Karl-Anthony Towns. So they're not taking Wiseman number 1. What they're trying to do is say, hey, we might take him, so you better trade up. Well, luckily for the Timberwolves, there is a team that does want to trade up in the Charlotte Hornets. They are really, really interested in taking Wiseman. They don't have a big man in there right now besides Bismack Biyombo and Cody Zeller. However, if the Hornets stay put, they could just take Onyeka Okongwu at number 3 because I think he'll be available out of USC there. But if they really want Wiseman, here's a kind of trade offer that can make it happen. Look, the Timberwolves have all the leverage in the world to make teams offer as much as possible. Charlotte has that 3rd pick. Obviously, they'd have to trade that. They also have the 32nd pick in the NBA draft, so they trade that. That gives the Timberwolves number 3, number 18, number 32, and number 33 in the draft. Plus, I think you got to give up an established player. And although he's not fully established, he would help that Timberwolves team tremendously is Miles Bridges. So you can see the question on screen. You guys let me know who says no, the Timberwolves or the Charlotte Hornets. I think the Hornets might be a little scared to give up that much, but if they really want Wiseman and they trade away Miles Bridges, their lineup could look something like this, and you finally have something to build around in the trio of Devontae Graham, PJ Washington, and Terry Rozier, I guess, and then you add in James Wiseman. Now you have you have a center who is really the centerpiece of your team. You have a power forward that showed a lot of promise in his rookie year. Devontae Graham was one of the most improved players in the NBA. And Terry Rozier, although he's overpaid, wasn't that bad. Now, Malik Monk, still a bit of a question mark on this Hornets team, but at least you have something to build toward. Now, we're going to have a ton of draft coverage, not just about trades, not just about the draft picks, but we're going to break down every pick that does happen live on November 18th. And with that coming up, we're going to have a lot of draft day coverage and draft coverage leading up to that day. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Be a part of our Noti gang. Hit that bell so that every time we post a video, you get a push notification on your phone. I'll stick with some draft talk here. We're going to go Lamelo Ball. Reports are that he may fall completely out of the top 3. And there are other reports coming out that he's had really bad interviews with teams, and his workouts haven't been that impressive. Now, my thing with Lamelo Ball is, what did you expect? Did you expect him to have a good interview? His dad is a complete maniac. Of course, he's going to have some tough interviews. And also, I don't think workouts do Lamelo Ball justice because this is a guy who, when you plug him into a team, fits really well and is a better playmaker. Now, obviously, this could also just be a smokescreen, and teams are saying, hey, don't draft this guy. He's having bad workouts, when really they're like, hey, we want to take him. But in all honesty, it doesn't surprise me if he would fall out of the top 3. You look at teams like Minnesota. Of course, Minnesota isn't all that interested in him, and we'll get into the whole lottery here in a little bit, but I'm not that surprised that this rumor's starting to come out that he may fall out of the top 3, and we'll talk about more of that and why that may happen here in just a second. But before we get there, I want to tell you about our friends at Fanatics hooking you up with this awesome deal with NBA face masks. Chatsports.com/NBA mask has got you covered literally. So when you go pick it up, you can get your favorite team face mask ready and available for up to 30% off today. Whoever your team is, whatever your style is, you can even get ones that match your clothes that day. You can do it at chatsports.com/NBA mask. Get 1, packs of 2, packs of 3, or packs of 4. Guys, NBA's coming back. They're going to have fans in the stadiums, but if you're going to go to the stadiums, you got to wear a mask, so wear your favorite team today. Go to chatsports.com/NBA mask. Now, I want to talk about more of why it makes sense that he could fall out of the top 3. LaMelo Ball, that is. Number 1, Minnesota. I think D'Angelo Russell and LaMelo Ball in the same backcourt would be a nightmare. Not going to happen. Number 2, Golden State. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they took him because you just take the best player available with Golden State situation. Same time, does he want to sit behind Steph? Does he want to sit behind Clay? No. At 3 with Charlotte, they have Rozier, they have Devontae Graham. Although I believe they should take him again because you take the best player available. It makes sense for them to pass on him. Now, you get past the top 3, and all of a sudden you get 4 and 5. Chicago's not going to take him with Kobe White. Cleveland's not going to take him with Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. If he falls past 5, he's going to fall past 6 because the Atlanta Hawks aren't going to take him with Trae Young. Now, you look at the Detroit Pistons, and this is where I think the floor is for LaMelo Ball in this draft. The only way they'd pass on him is if they really love Killian Hayes, but I think you got to take Lamelo Ball at 7 if you're the Detroit Pistons, and we'll talk more about them here right now. If they took him, they'd finally have something to build toward. Much like the Hornets, they don't have a lot of pieces that are moving in the right direction. I love Sekou Doumbouya. I love Christian Wood if they bring him back in free agency. I like Luke Kennard a lot. He kind of suffered with some injuries last season. Blake Griffin, probably on his way out, but also Bruce Brown is a guy who that Pistons organization really, really loves. So if you can get something starting to build with LaMelo Ball, it makes a lot of sense. And I think they have to take him at 7. Maybe he falls past them, gets to the Knicks at 8 if they're lucky. But if Detroit lands him at 7, that's a heck of a deal if you're the Pistons. So what I want you guys to do is pick one of these 2 draft prospects, 2 of the top guys in this draft, perhaps 2 of the most talented. Which one would you rather have? JW for James Wiseman or LB for LaMelo Ball? Personally, I'm going to type my LB for LaMelo Ball. Maybe there are some character question marks there. Maybe he's not a great interview. But in today's NBA, 7-footers that can't shoot like James Wiseman aren't as valuable as 6'8" point guards like LaMelo Ball. But let me know who you got in the comment section.